Bill, how does Andy sort of get back into that groove without having an actual practice this week?
Yeah, that's it's a challenge. I think we're fortunate that we have Andy Dalton, guy who's had to do it, who's had to play and prepare, excuse me, many times. I think he exudes pretty good confidence to the group, the way he carries himself and the way he goes about his business. I think when you're out there with him, whether it be at a walkthrough or whatever, they feel like he's going to be ready.
In the middle of a 5-game losing streak, there's some escalating uncertainty about Matt's job status. As someone that's been in this league for a long time, what have you learned about coaching and leading through turbulence and unsteady times?
I think we're at the end of the 5-game losing streak, not the middle of it. First of all, if my math is right. No, I was told to expect a question about that. If you, the thing that you all probably understand is that when you're a coach, the offensive coordinator on a Thursday game week, you haven't answered emails, checked your messages, and certainly checked the news. So I can't really, I don't know much about it other than I was told to be prepared coming in, which I'm not prepared. So.
Other situations.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I've been in the locker room. I've been in the locker room before a game when a very well-known national insider announced that our coach was not going to be back, and the players are on their phones getting messages. And I'm not saying that's the only reason we lost that day, but we played like crap that day. And at the end of the year, not only was he not fired, but he got a new contract, and we're still waiting for the apology from that national insider. So yeah, the number one thing I can do is my job, which is beat the Lions, period. And that's like you said, I've been around. So
part of the job is retaining the focus of the guys you're coaching.
Absolutely, we can't let a news article or whatever affect how we do our job, because every day you'd be affected up and down. You just got to be strong and be focused and be a pro. I've been through a bunch of different things, good and bad. So hopefully it's easy for me to help show people that's what we do.
Obviously, Justin taking a step back wasn't his choice, but is there anything he can learn from stepping away and watching until he heals up?
That's a great question. I think he will learn from it. I think he's done a great job in meetings, and take a breath. No one wants it to happen. I'm sure he's probably in pain, I would guess. Because I think you all have seen him enough, Justin enough, to know that he'll play through bumps and bruises and pain if he can. So, but yeah, I think every time in life that you have that situation where you're doing it and all of a sudden you're watching someone else do it, in coaching, I've always been, I don't want to say surprised. I've always come out of situations when I've maybe changed spots and now watched someone do something differently than I had done it before, where I thought, man, did I do it like that before? Good and bad. You see good things. Yeah, I think I did it better than this. Or, man, if I did it like this, hopefully next time I could do it differently. I just think we're fortunate. I know we've talked about it before. What a great quarterback room we have with two veterans in there with Justin. And, obviously Andy is focused on one thing, which is beating the Lions and just getting his job done and all the things that go into it. But to answer your question, it's just a great opportunity for Justin, again, to just see a way to get it done.
Bill, I know you're dialed in on the guys you do have this week that you are going to use in the game. So Tevin Jenkins, you got one practice last week with pads on, obviously none this week. How in the world do you actually evaluate where he's at when that comes time, and how did he look last week? There's no real practice this week.
I thought Tevin moved around really well. Now I'm going off of my memory of him from June, right? Comparing it to that. And I'm not a physical therapist or trainer. I thought, my eyes, I've seen a few linemen in my day, I thought he moved really well. And that's really what can you evaluate at this time of year with no pads on. And Tevin and I actually had a decent conversation about that. I think when you're a college player and you're coming into the NFL and you hear, hey, you only practice in pads this many times, and then once the season starts, at most once a week, and then only a certain number of weeks can you do it, and they say, okay, yeah, I get it, I understand. But then when you're like Tevin, you had missed a whole bunch of the padded practices, and now you're in the throes of, like, I'm assuming he would tell you he wants to put pads on and play again. I think it's one of the reasons why it's so hard to develop offensive linemen in this league, because the number one job you have to do, you're only able to actually practice it so many days a year. So it's really hard.
Bill, we know that a rookie quarterback's progress is not going to be linear. There's going to be ups and downs, you expect it. But coming off the Pittsburgh game, it seemed like this was a good spot for Justin to take another step, because you had a bye week, you're at home, you're facing a defense that's given up a lot of yards and big plays, and yet it didn't happen. What did not work, or why was he not able to take another step, or to go forward in that game?
I think if you stop and think of some of the games that he's played, like a lot of other rookie quarterbacks, the game isn't one solid chunk of play, right? There are kind of waves in the game, like in Pittsburgh. And he just got better and better as that game went. And I think he would have in this game. I really do. I think he would have just kept getting better as the game went. And part of my job is to do a better job of getting him in a good rhythm early in the game. And so put it on me. I just think as an offense, as a pass offense, we failed in this game. And you can point out, we certainly didn't do as much detail yet of breaking every aspect of that game down as we normally do because of how fast we had to move on, but we've watched it. There were just way too many pass plays in the game where the quarterback and the target did not connect. Way too many for an NFL game. And one of the things over time you understand with the Baltimore Ravens, and it's been when they've had all-pro corners or when they've had whatever players, but part of the game against them is you're going to have to beat man coverage, one-on-one coverage, and we failed. And so when it happens that many times, you can put it on me.
Was it just kind of coincidence? As soon as Andy got in there, it seemed boom, boom, a couple of big plays, and all of a sudden everyone's blocking, everyone's on point, everything's why does that? How does that? Why?
I agree. We had two great plays as soon as he came in, but then there were other plays later in the game. I mean, it's easy to highlight the touchdown to Marquise because it put us in the league, but there were also plays at the end of the game where we didn't connect, and we had the one-on-ones, and you could watch the film and say we were open, and we didn't connect. So I would not say it was Justin versus Andy. Again, put it on me. There's way too many pass plays that we didn't connect on.
This offense, it seems like it's been a pattern almost of like when a guy comes in cold, a veteran comes in cold, like Foles last year against Atlanta. Even Chase Daniel 2 years ago, I know you weren't here, but came in for Trubisky and played better. And again, Andy was better than Justin. Why? Is that just being a veteran, or what is the impact? How does that happen?
Well, I won't. Yeah, I won't compare them. But what I will say is I think we have. I say we, and it's mostly John DeFilippo, but I think we have a great system for preparing those guys. So it does help that they're veterans and they're professional, but I mean they put a lot into being ready to go when it's time to go. And I think they're excited. You're talking about, I can only speak to the guys that were here, I was here with. Nick last year when he came in, and Andy. I mean, these guys were excited to get in and play and go. And so, I don't want to compare them, their performances. I don't get in the habit of comparing players. I guess I just applaud Andy. He came in, he was ready to go. It happened fast, and, he had two plays. He got the ball out of his hand on time, and he was accurate, and off we go. But it's hard to say any aspect of our pass game was great in that game. And again, I put it on me.
You've been here from the ground floor with Darnell. I'm curious what leaves an impression on you from where he started to where he is now, and your sort of anticipation of where he's headed.
To me, the thing that stands out about Darnell Mooney is his mindset. I mean, just a loves football, business-like approach, professional approach, does not get distracted. I've never seen the guy be distracted from his job. Now, I'm not with him outside the building and all that, but I've talked to him enough. I mean, the guy is focused on his job and on being a great player. To me, it's really impressive for a young player because all of us in life, right, have all these things happening outside of this building that can get in the way, whether it's of your doing or sometimes life happens to you. I've never witnessed anything get in Darnell's way or him let anything get in his way of his job and being the best he can be. And I really can't say enough about how impressed I am about his mindset.
Well, Obviously, when you coach in the NFL, criticism, especially when you're losing, gets loud, and they call for the head coach's job. How have you seen Nagy navigate that and keep the attention in the room when you know players are frustrated? Everybody's frustrated after 5 straight losses.
Well, I haven't seen anything different, first of all. And, usually being the offensive coordinator isn't a real popular position either.
Anybody ever, have you ever been out in the wild and had people confront you or
Oh,
say
gosh, yeah.
anything?
None of you. I haven't seen any of you do it.
Nothing memorable?
I'm not expecting.